Good day, it's Vishan from USJ 4x4. So I've gone like AWOL. I've got no updates on social media, but at least on the USJ page anyway. So there's no updates, no nothing. Main reason was mainly because I was just sad. So my dry ice blasting machine, it was down for I think a good 3 weeks, felt like forever. And obviously that put a lot of dent to all the scheduling. So before we had, just a little bit before we had this machine, a lot of things were done by hand. So I think we have gotten spoiled by it, that now whenever we do restoration work or any work, we will actually want the dry ice blasting machine. And again, all this was only possible, that's probably a story for another day, but all this was only possible due to a very good friend who helped us to actually with the initial purchase of this. And a lot of people try dry ice blasting, but it's sort of because they can rent the machine, but the issue is with the air supply. So we have the Atlas Copco U190 paste, so that gives out a massive amount of airflow, and only then it's available to get the type of finish that we get. So that aside, that was a very bad time, and now it's back. Things are moving. And we obviously while that was down, we were doing other stuff as well, but it just felt like nothing could get done. And now first up, so the Pajero, Project Gurbax, which is Harish Pajero MK1. That car required the blasting, so that was stuck on the hoist. And when we blasted, obviously, we did find holes on the floorboard. And from the last video, I did say that the gearbox has to be built back, and the owner, obviously, Harish, was on board with that. So the gearbox is getting built back, and the exhaust as well. So the exhaust is a single welded piece right now. So we're going to weld it. We're going to completely make it stainless. So brand new exhaust is going to be done. And keep in mind, this Pajero is a conversion, so the 4056 was put in by somebody, hence why the place where the gearbox mounts and things like that, it's not the best. So all that would have to be, we would have to still grind it down and whatnot. But we were very happy with how it turned out overall. After we dry ice blasted, obviously we had a lot of things that we would have to be fixing, but yeah, it's all there. And then obviously, normally you catch a glimpse of this. So Mulan, my 40 series, is running patrol axles. Yes, all the Nissan fanboys can go wild. So it's running, but that is obviously a personal project. And I'm very grateful to PIAA and Pedders and Asli and ARB for being very patient with with me, because it's sort of a work together with all the partners to get the build going. We're almost there. I mean, there's a lot of work that went into it to build it. A lot of custom parts are going into it, but it's looking quite sweet. Even I started to run airbags in the rear, so that's happening. And then we have who do we have next? So next we have is actually, this is an interesting one. So we have Jason's Range Rover. So Jason, I told before in the video, one of the videos, that he has owned this for 20 plus years. It's the V8 engine Range Rover, 4.6 I think. So the thing with it is obviously it comes with air suspension, which is alright, but you can have failures, and the failures are very sudden, and obviously then you stop you in the track. So what we were doing is doing a coil conversion to it, and I'm very happy with. We put in the coil. So what we did was I wanted something that was obviously from brand. So we're going with Pedders coils and absorbers that are meant for a Defender. And those who obviously know their Defenders, are talking about the live axle Defenders. They are flat. The bottom and the top is obviously flat, so it makes modification a lot easier. But in this case, it makes sense because it is going into a Range Rover, and I want it to be such a way where if Jason goes and be like, "Oh, Vishan, I think I'm going to want to run a bumper in the front and a winch, and I can easily change swing rates if I need to." But for right now, how it's sitting on the coil, we haven't done the spring seat for it at the bottom, but how it's sitting right now. The front, I would probably raise it about 16 mm. Rear, for me, it's perfect. We're just running one size step up tire from what it is right now, and I think it'll be pretty good. So another thing about the Defenders is, if you see the front, the coils sit, the absorber sits in the coil. For the Range Rover, we'll be doing it in such a way where the coils and the absorbers sit separate. That way, just maintenance and stuff like that is a lot easier. For the rear, those who would know, the Defender, they have the coil sitting on the outer part of the chassis, which to me is actually a very good design. Stability wise, you're having the coil sit outboard. But in this case, for the Range Rover that came with the Airmatic or the air suspension SRs, the coils can only sit inboard due to chassis design, and it doesn't run the A-arm like the Defender, so it has a panhard, which, to be fair with you, it's fine. So it can still flex and all that. I'm not expecting Jason to be rock clodding or anything like that, but if he does, anyway, we'll be building the spring seats with coil retainers, so yeah, he wouldn't have a problem with that. And then we have so this is another vehicle we were not expecting to build until very much later in the year. It's Lawson's Surf. So Lawson initially, and the thing is, Lawson wanted to initially do his his bottom end stuff first. He already done his suspension bits and all that, but he wanted to like really go, maybe put lockers in and stuff like that. But unfortunately, that was stopped short. He had an issue where his main pulley sort of add into the timing cover housing, and it caused the belt to skip, the timing belt to skip. And obviously, thankfully, the engine stalled immediately, causing not much damage. But again, we're not taking... The engine was supposed to be the next one after the bottom end build to be done, but now we are moving it earlier, so we will be doing the engine first. So it's a complete rebuild. It's a 3L that has been turboed. I would say it's boosting quite a bit. So anyway, it doesn't matter, since now we are building it back again. We'll make sure that we do it. We're not building it back again. We are building it back for the first time. I'm not sure if it has been built before, but we're building back for the first time. So if now what we're going to do is make sure everything is set correctly. I may gap the head. I would say I may gap the head guards here a bit, or maybe run. No, because the thing is, the two LTs that come factory turbo, they obviously run different pistons. But then the 3L, I see what I can do. I just want to make it as reliable as possible. But the injectors and fuel pump is being done as well. Lawson's leaving it to me to decide on the other bits of the engine. So that's something that I would do. And after that, what do we have? So this was I was talking about the dry ice blasting machine. So this is the friend that helped me out. So Paul, we're building Paul's Mini. So Paul's Mini is Project Cili Padi, and it's actually a tribute to his mom, Helen. So there's like, even when we did the custom gauges and all that, there's actually his mom's name that is in it. And I'm a sucker for, like builds like this. Like I can understand it. I wish my mom was around to see some of the builds that I did, but I'm sure she's watching from somewhere. So yeah, his one is, the main part is to put the AC unit in. We went through a lot of designs or different type of numerations of AC blower units to put in, and I think we finally found one that works. Again, the car has a lot of custom pieces. It deserves a video on its own, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's just that it's progressing and we'll get it done and it's going to be sorted. And then we have the Range Rover Classic. So the Range Rover Classic is Project Top Button. And Project Top Button is honestly epic. I don't think this conversion has been done before. So we are putting in the 4.2 supercharged V8 from the Range Rover Sport. And obviously with the gearbox, 6-speed gearbox, paired to a Defender transfer case. The axles have been built back. It's running the large 6-pot Brembo brakes, custom rims to clear the brakes while still having that classic design. So one of the things that are custom on this vehicle is it's next level. And obviously the one that is currently now, there's a Toyota form that is matching it, would be the BJ60 or HJ60, I would say. That's what its other life is. So this is Chris' vehicle. The project name for it was FJ240, but I think we may change that down the road. So the reason for why we said 240 is because it's a 60 body. It's a 60 body, 80 series axles, and it's 100 series powertrain. So if you add the mat sub, I know it sounds a bit maybe foolish, but if you add the mat sub, that's what it sounds. That's what it is, and that is obviously supercharged. So it's not just a 2UZ that we stuck in. We've obviously slapped a supercharger on that from Bullet. And right now it's a stage where we're waiting for more wires to arrive. So all our wires are Worth wires, and they're from Germany. And I think anybody who goes and check the price would know, like per box you're talking about 1,000 plus ringgit just to get wires. So there's a lot of wires that is going into the vehicle, and I believe that how it was built previously, because it was a very nice base, but unfortunately there were a lot of tinkering where like I said, the air conditioning to power from the power window and stuff like that. So all that is being done away with. It's just a complete new harness because we're going from 24 volt to 12 volt. And also interior is something that we're already finalizing. I had a couple of meetup with the people who are going to be building it, and we have, so probably by this month then we have sort of pricing ready for me to share it with the owner, and then we can get to it. So the whole goal with this is like to get the wiring done, and in the meantime build the rear bumper for it. And yeah, so we're waiting for the custom rims to come in. So that's epic. So it's a sort of a custom design with our VLZ logo on it. So I'm really happy for that one. So it's beadlocks coming in. And then we have the van. So this is Yong Tuan. We don't have a project name for it quite yet, but what we did was we cut the floor at the back where the spare tire used to go underneath to drop the lithium batteries in there. So if you see from the back, it's sort of just nice, just flush, like it doesn't drop any lower than what it needs to. And the reason for that is just to try to keep the center of gravity as low as possible. So that's like 560 amps or 6 Ah of lithium batteries that are going there. And obviously, like, this day and age, you say like, oh, there's EcoFlow and stuff like that. Yeah, there is. But you still can't deny building something into a vehicle as well. So all the other things will be hidden inside the panels, all the control modules and all that will be hidden into the panels. And obviously this was a petrol to diesel conversion. So right now it's running a 1KZ turbo diesel engine, and it is still 4-wheel drive with low range. So the one thing that I've been procrastinating, I actually have to give Young the dimensions of the rims that I want. But I have to be very careful with what I pick, as I just need to make sure it doesn't look cartoonish. So that's something that I have to be aware of before I tell him. And obviously, I don't really care about the offset. I do care about the offset, but it's not too particular because the doors are no longer going to be sliding. It's going to flip up. So that's something, the side doors. So that's what we are doing. And then one more car that is not in I think I didn't get a video of it, is actually Shukri's LC2. So that was in last year for a full bottom end build. We're done with that, and so that's also now going through a engine build and also exhaust. So yeah, and then we have also Ezra's Colorado that we are building. He's gonna take it back to Solomon. I'll take it back. I think he's going to ship it over there. It's going to be used over there as a family sort of camper vehicle. So that's something we are building right now. And the thing with the Colorado is very misunderstood. A lot of people think that it's a lemon. Well, it's not a lemon. A lot, like the one that Ezra has, a lot of the issues came from people tapping into the BCM and causing so much of issues for his audio and all that. So we have taken out everything and just gone back to stock, and then we are building it from there. So yeah, we've got a couple of interesting builds, and then we also have, obviously, Joshua was itchy, so he bought like Project Singer 997, and he also bought Projager the E92 M3. So and then we also have the R129 to build with the V12 that we are putting in. So yeah, we've got a couple of things lined up. And yeah, it's just that sorry for being AWOL for so long. It's just I was really upset not having my dry ice blasting machine with me, but now it's back. I think we are full ham. The boys are excited. Even my guys, they were so like, oh, do we have to really scrape it by hand if we don't get out of the dry ice blasting machine? Yeah, so yeah, right now all's good, all moving forward. So I thank you guys so much again for listening to my ramble. I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.